Welcome to the Make More Money as a Dietitian podcast, where we talk about all things money, mindset, and marketing so your nutrition business can thrive and you can make a bigger impact in the marketplace. I am your host, Christine Diane, registered dietitian and money mindset expert. Let's get started with today's episode. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Make More Money as a Dietitian. I'm your host, Christine Diane Thompson. Of course, you know who I am. If you've been around for a while, you know who I am. But guess what, y'all? Most people don't know that my last name is Thompson because I don't really put that out there in the internets, but my last name is Thompson. And you're probably wondering why I'm making that distinction today. And it's because someone emailed me and was requesting that I speak at one of their events this year, and they addressed me as Miss Diane, but my last name is Thompson, Thomson, no P. I always have to tell the people out there, no P in the last name. So if you ever want to send me a little message and you want to address me by my last name, it's Thompson. All right, friends? All right. Okay. So welcome back to another 2021 episode of Make More Money as a Dietitian. You guys, how's your 2021 coming along so far? Are you doing all the things? Are you planning out all of the things? I want to encourage you, if you have not listened to last week's episode on cognitive load, you'll want to do that. It's super important. If you want to really get a good start into the new year, you have to start with the fresh, clean slate. Not only in your 365 days ahead of you, but with your brain. Okay, so check out last week's episode on cognitive load if you haven't already. But today we're going to be talking about copywriting, you guys. I have a guest interview that I'm sharing with you today. And I'm interviewing Amanda Kostro Miller. She is a registered dietitian and she's also a copywriter. And if copywriting is not in your gifting, honey, you just don't need to be bothered with that. That's what I say. I say, if that is not your gifting, let it be that you outsource that to someone else who is much more gifted than you. Right? Amen. Yes. So Amanda understands the dietitian profession and the nutrition and wellness industry because she is a dietitian and she's a copywriter. And I want you guys to listen to some of the tips that she shares with us on how we can really up our copywriting game. And if you really don't even want to be bothered with it and you want to outsource it, Amanda is your girl. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the interview that I did with Amanda Kostro Miller. Well, welcome to the podcast, Amanda Kostro Miller. It's so great to have you here. I'm really excited to talk to you today because you are the person that everyone probably needs in their business. All of us dietitians kind of struggle with our words. We don't know how to talk about what we do in a nice way, in a compelling way. And you're going to help us with that today, I think. So why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone, and we'll take it from there.
Yes. So thanks for having me today. My name is Amanda Kostro Miller. Just like many of your listeners, I am a registered dietitian, but I'm also a professional copywriter. And for people who don't know what a copywriter is, they write all the ads and marketing materials, brand messaging for any type of company. So think websites, print ads, email campaigns, social media ads, white papers, basically anything that's designed to sell something in a business. It's all about brand messaging. And so in my skills as a copywriter, I work with businesses from all different industries, but even with dietitians, with the idea to help their business grow, gain more conversions on their websites, increase sales, boost brand loyalty, get recurrent customers, really sell their programs. So that's sort of how my career has developed since becoming a dietitian and transforming into a copywriter. So I'm excited to be able to share some information with your listeners today, because I have some tips on how they could immediately improve their copy for better conversions.
Oh my God, yes. Like when you said that word immediately, my whole body just felt the energy because we all want that instant fix of whatever it is that we're struggling with. And I have a sense that there's some dietitians out there listening right now that have been on the struggle bus with the copy thing. So before we get to that, I want to talk to you a little bit more about your career as a dietitian. Like how did you get interested in the field of dietetics, and what was it like for you before you became a copywriter? What were you doing?
Yeah, so when I was a newly credentialed dietitian, there was really no open dietitian jobs in my area, and I needed experience and I wanted to make money. So one day I just opened up my laptop and I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to figure out how to make money, get experience right here from my couch. Because it didn't seem like there was any open jobs that were going to be available to me, even with my RD credential. So in the beginning of my dietitian career, I started doing a lot of nutrition content writing for all sorts of clients. That eventually turned into copywriting and doing some consulting work as a copywriter. Eventually, I was doing website copy for nutrition groups, script and copy for medical nutrition software, white papers, tons of other stuff. So as soon as I got credentialed, I pretty much started rolling into some sort of writing as a dietitian, and I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So did you always like to write, Amanda, or because I know that copywriting is a specific skill. It's not just something people jump up and know how to do, right? I mean, I think people who really love writing, they can learn the additional skill of copywriting because it is a specialized type of writing. So how did you actually get into that?
Yeah, so I have been a long time writer. Even when I was younger, I did tons of creative writing. And now I've had several years of content writing under my belt, as well as copywriting. So it was just something that was just always easy for me to do. And I recognized that pretty early on, that not everybody was like me. Not everybody could just easily write. And so I felt very comfortable moving into copywriting because, like you said, it is a specialized skill. Not all writers that you see on the internet are copywriters, since copywriting is specifically designed for the buying process, marketing. It's a totally different thing than me just writing a nutrition content article about sodium or something.
Right. So did you have to get some additional training for copywriting?
Yes. And what I realized was some of the clients, since, I did a lot of freelance writing, which I thought was content writing, but there was several projects that I did where I realized it was actually copywriting. So I just, unintentionally started doing copywriting. But yes, I did get some training. I took some online courses and such, just to learn from the professionals, the ones that have been doing this for a long time. So, people can say that they're a copywriter, but you should ask, what's your education in copywriting? Can I see your portfolio? Because that'll determine if they're just a writer or if they're actually a copywriter.
Right. And so I just wanted to emphasize the fact that it does take, even if you're skilled at writing, even if that is your jam, even if it's like the thing that you are somewhat gifted at, the copywriting piece is still something that you kind of want to hone those skills, and you want to get some additional training. Not that you need it 100%, but just kind of sharpens it a little bit, right?
Yeah, because there's a difference between putting words up on your website and words that actually sell your product or get you more leads or get more people on your email subscription list. There's a clear difference. Copywriting is both a science and an art. So it's
Mm.
You know, it's not exact, but there is plenty of specific skills and tactics that I use as a copywriter to specifically market to your site viewers and such. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah, you don't. My God, it'll mess up everything. It'll mess up all the things. I just want to say that my listeners are so used to me saying all the things. So if I'm repetitive in that way, saying that over and over again, I actually can't even help it now at this point. I've said it so much. It has become the thing that I say. So I know that you want to share some very specific tips with everyone today. And I'm going to go ahead and let you do that before I get any deeper into asking you more questions around like making money and what you think is possible for us in our profession and all that. I'll leave that for towards the end. I'll just leave it up to you right now to go ahead and share
Okay.
those tips, because I know that's what the people really want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to give your listeners a few quick and easy tips to make their copy better right now. And of course, you know, there's all sorts of things that you have to do to your marketing, like SEO, marketing strategy, all that big stuff. And all that's important for sure, but all that stuff takes a lot of time. So I just wanted to share some small, quick tips to make your copy better. And these are things that you can do tonight, tomorrow to instantly improve your copy. So looking at dietitian businesses specifically, I love you RDs, but I realized that one of my pet peeves pertaining to nutrition and dietetics is how we all say the same thing about ourselves. And so I think probably 95% of all B2C dietitian websites say that clients should work with them because they provide one-on-one personalized nutrition counseling at an affordable rate to make healthy changes that last a lifetime. So does that sound like anybody's about page or about their services page? I say so. It's something I see over and over again. And so these things are very valuable to clients for sure, but we're all saying the same thing when it comes to our services. And so I want to tell you how we can stand out from each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to stand out and really speak to your clients in the pool of thousands of virtual dietitians, here's some tips for your about page or your about your services page. I think that adding these things will help your clients remember you and come back to you, even if they go and visit other dietitian websites.
Mm-hmm.
So my first tip for your about page is telling them why you're unique and why that specifically makes you the best dietitian or the best dietitian program for them. So do you have monthly webinars for your clients so that they keep making progress with the most up-to-date information? Were you a long-time tennis player so you know how to fuel your body for power? Do you have food allergies so you came up with 50 delicious meals that contain no top allergens? The bottom line is set yourself apart with something specific and memorable. So you want to make potential clients remember you as, oh, you know, she's that tennis player RD, or oh, she was that ballerina dietitian, something that's going to stick with them while they're searching online.
Mm-hmm.
The next tip I have for your about page is tell them what you're going to do for them. Tell your clients what you are going to do and what your services are going to provide for your clients. So you want to paint the picture of how your services will change their life. You know, something like feeling better, less fatigue, less joint pain, showing their kids what a healthy life looks like. You know, you want to make it clear how your services will specifically transform their life by buying those skinny jeans or being able to do a 5K, not just, you know, my services will help you reach your goals, you know, something so broad. You want to be very specific how your services are going to transform their life.
Mm-hmm.
And my last tip for your About page, so that you can instantly improve your copy, is to give them the real story. Clients appreciate when you're genuine with them. You know, if you had an eating disorder growing up and food was your enemy at one point, tell them that. If one day you went to the doctor and you were told you had pre-diabetes and, you know, you were terrified about being unhealthy, so you immediately promised yourself that you would change your life with weight loss and proper food choices, tell them. Give your clients, people visiting your websites, the nitty-gritty hardships that you went through and how you found a solution. And that way you'll be instantly more relatable and less intimidating.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I love especially the that last tip on being genuine and open about any struggles that you've gone through. People really want to, or at least I've learned, people will connect with you if they know that you're just as human as they are. And if they can trust that you've come out of a challenge and made it through on to the other side, then they'll trust that you can help them do the same. So yeah, I love that. And so with your copywriting services, are you specifically writing for nutrition businesses, or what is your business set up like?
Yeah, so I currently, you know, I know that being a dietitian gives me an edge because I know what it's like to be a dietitian. I understand the services that dietitians provide. I get the common misconceptions and objections that us dietitians face. But more importantly, I know what clients and patients need to hear to sign on with an RD. So, you know, specifically, I've been using my dietitian credential with my nutrition clients, but I actually branch out into all different industries for copywriting, just because it's fun for me. And as a copywriter, I have that option to branch out. So I've written copy for not only nutrition, but alternative healthcare, law, entertainment companies, software companies. So I've been lucky to be able to branch out.
Oh, I love that. I love that you are able to branch out. And that kind of puts me in mind of how I've spoken with some other dietitians already on the podcast who haven't really stayed committed to one specific niche. And it sounds like that's the same with your copywriting business. And I think, you know, we have gotten somewhat jaded to believe that we have to have a niche in order to be successful in our careers. And here you are, once again, proving that that is not true all of the time. And I want to talk about like the money aspect, because I believe that is one of the main reasons why people listen to this podcast, is to understand, you know, the challenges around making money as a dietitian and how some of us have overcome them. So, Amanda, why do you think that the pay is so low for dietitians?
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard for me to comment on, you know, the entire financial issues and lack of credit that we face. And that's something that even when I was a nutrition student, I realized that, you know, we were kind of up against a lot of objections or people not understanding our true value to patients and clients. But as a copywriter, you know, I'm here to tell you that brand messaging makes a difference for all sorts of businesses, including dietitians. And that's why, you know, thousands of businesses hire copywriters to keep them on staff, because it makes gains for a company. And, you know, a nice looking website shows you're professional, but it's the messaging that gets clients to act, buy your product, book with you. You know, so if dietitians focus on their messaging, that can be a direct way to gain more revenue for your business and finally command the kind of income you're looking for. And, you know, if you're a private practice dietitian, a lot of times that is the drive to start your own private practice, because you can make more money, you can command, your own salary, your own working hours versus if you were a clinical dietitian. And so for those people that want to jump on that bandwagon as a private practice dietitian, running your own business, copywriting is something that you need to think about, because you could be making more conversions, getting more customers, making more revenue, even means of passive income. There's various ways to do that. So as a dietitian, copywriting and marketing in general should be probably your number one focus to being able to command your own salary.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, getting that messaging out there is super important. And if you can't, then how are you going to get people to work with you if your message isn't even clear about what you do and how you can help them? So I totally agree with that. What do you think keeps you inspired to keep doing what you do? What is your big why?
Well, as a dietitian copywriter, I know that there are so many dietitian businesses that could be making their messaging better to really connect with potential clients, and getting their businesses to stand out. So, what keeps me motivated is that I would be happy to just go one by one and make everyone's messaging more profitable. I just see there's such a need. So, that motivates me, and I would love to be, helping other dietitians like myself just being more successful with their businesses.
Yeah, no doubt. As I love the saying of a rising tide lifts all boats, So when you are rising up and you can help others rise up along with you, then to me, that is the definition of success. And I love that you are not only a dietitian, but you're a copywriter, and you have expanded things out even into the non-dietitian world to really show a true, well-rounded portfolio. I think that actually is a great selling point, even just for you and your business. The fact that you are not only serving those in the nutrition and wellness industry, but you have branched out to other industries, which shows that you can write just about anything for anyone. So I love that so very much. And why do you feel that you've been able to be really successful in your copywriting business? What do you think is the one thing that keeps you successful at what you do?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, that as a copywriter, I'm able to branch out into all different industries besides dietetics. I tell clients who are like, oh, you want to write for a law? Well, you don't have any experience in law. And the important thing is that I create the copy that their clients will need in order to make a sale or book with them or hire them. So, it's not that I need to know everything about every single industry. And it's actually what I think is an advantage, because then I'm coming almost like a client who needs a lawyer or something. I'm coming as a client who doesn't know the ins and outs. So what do I need to hear in order to understand and to instantly connect? And my copywriting business is a little different than the average virtual dietitian, but there's things that I've learned as a copywriter that can definitely fit into any dietitian business. I'm all about messaging. So from a messaging standpoint, successful businesses resonate with their target audience. And we sort of mentioned that with the tips in our about page copy. Successful businesses make their copy compelling and insanely benefit driven to their clients. They make their services seem like it's the next logical step in the client's decision-making process. So if you have a client looking on your website, your client needs to speak to them and make them instantly understand what you do and why they should choose you, and why that you're the dietitian that they should work with out of anybody else.
I love it. I love it. So awesome. And if you could give one big tip, just in general, maybe it's not even a copywriting tip. Maybe it's something else. Just generally speaking about being in private practice or having your own solo business. What would you want to share to your colleagues out there? What's the one thing that you feel that would be a good tip going forward?
Yeah. So when I was learning how to do copywriting, I took courses and stuff. And I remember one of my copywriting instructors, and this has nothing to do with copywriting, but like you said, about just business in general. What I learned is that, persistence is key, especially when you're pitching clients. This is where I kind of continuously remind myself, you know, even if pitching clients seems tedious, or it seems like it's not going anywhere, or you're nervous to pitch clients, or if you're a B2B dietitian, you're nervous to pitch some sort of corporate client to do a wellness program or something. That's our personal human emotions, and we are human. But from a business standpoint, your business is not a human. Your business is a business. So from a business standpoint, the business has to just keep doing the things it needs to do to stay afloat and stay in business. So if you ever feel that resistance to moving forward or expanding your business or pitching clients, and you're nervous about that, and that's holding you back, just remember, if you think like your business just has to keep doing what it has to do to survive. It doesn't get nervous. It doesn't worry about, am I going to look stupid if I pitch this or something? So that kind of stuck with me, like sometimes you have to remove the human aspect of yourself, and just you have to do what you have to do to keep your business afloat.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I really remind myself, especially when I was first starting out and I was nervous, like, do I have what it takes? I was getting imposter syndrome and stuff. So just think like your business and just do what you have to do.
Yeah. We definitely have to push beyond those limitations for sure. And I feel like a lot of times what happens is we get caught up in the mind drama, and we get caught up in believing what our mind is thinking. And I just want to remind everyone out there, listen up. The thoughts that you are thinking in your head are just that. They are just thoughts. The majority of the thoughts that you think, and there are tens of thousands of thoughts that you think every day, and the great majority of them are not factual. They are opinions, they are judgments, frustrations, all of the emotions, right? Rarely are we having thoughts about factual things. And so you have to sometimes remind yourself, you have to take a step back when you are like head on with a fear, or, like you mentioned, Amanda, you mentioned the imposter syndrome, which I don't think many of us have escaped that, especially when we own a business.
Yeah.
You have to take a step back and say, is this really real? Like, is this BS or is this real? Now, there's a sneaky truth about fear, okay, that is this. Fear will often show up as reasonable reasons for not doing a thing, reasonable reasons for holding back on something. It pops up in your mind and it's reasonable. It sounds reasonable. Oh, that's for real. I really shouldn't do that because XYZ. Or they really may not want to pay for this because of ABC. They can't pay for this because they're already on WIC stamps, and how can they afford this? Like, or why would my client want to pay out of their pocket when they really would want to use their insurance? They should want to use their insurance. Why wouldn't they want to pay out of, it's like you're all in the people's pocketbooks and their wallets and all of these things. You have no idea what their financial resources are behind the scenes. Someone could be coming to you who just landed an inheritance, and you're sitting up here judging them by the surface. You have no idea what's going on. So I just want to emphasize how the mind works, because that's what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I have to once again reiterate all the time. I'm not a business coach. I'm a mindset coach. And what that means is I actually help you show up in your business in a way that's going to help you to be able to better market yourself and confidently charge what you're worth. Okay. And so that mind drama is really tricky for sure. Yes.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you can never assume what somebody's willing or not willing to pay for a service. That goes for any business.
yeah, no matter what, like you say, that goes for any business, no matter what you're in. Just think of Apple, right? They could assume, if they wanted to, that no one could afford their products, but they are killing it in the marketplace. They did not care whether or not they were in competition with Windows or whatever you call them. I don't even know. See, because I'm an Apple person. PC. They could have been like, oh, I can't price my products too high because the other company is at whatever level they're at. I need to stay in competition. No, they understood the value of what they were offering, and they made sure that they even added extra value added assets along with their product, meaning the packaging. Y'all, anybody like the packaging with Apple? When you buy an Apple product, it's an experience just opening the product. It's like an amazing, you understand the attention to detail that they have put into even just the packaging itself. Everything with them is an experience. So I want to encourage everyone out there listening. Number one, don't get into your mind drama. Understand your thoughts are just opinions and all the other things. Rarely do you have thoughts that are factual. A lot of thoughts and limitations will show up as reasonable reasons. And if you are feeling the fear around something or any imposter syndrome, you want to ask yourself, like, what value are you actually bringing to the service that you provide? And someone like Amanda can help you communicate that value. Maybe that's not your jam to be able to communicate that value, but someone like Amanda can ask you some questions and like really pull that out of you and then write it for you on your website so that it's communicated so well that your potential clients and your website visitors will be like, yes, this is the person for me, right?
That's correct. Yep. I mean, copywriting yields actual conversions for your business, and not everybody's good at it. So
No, not at all. And I actually understand the value of hiring a copywriter because I did that for my very first website. Well, not my very first one, but my first WordPress website. And it was super helpful. It was super helpful. And I actually learned from her what to do, what not to do. And I've also went on to take my own copywriting course because I actually enjoy writing myself. I really enjoy it. I think it's important for me to learn copywriting because it actually helps me to not just write my copy, but to communicate the value of what I do verbally even. Like, I want to be able to let what I do just roll off of my lips, like my first name, So I think what you do is amazing. And I'm so super excited that you were here today to be able to share your gifts, your talents with everyone out here who listens to the podcast. And so as we wrap this up, where can the people find you? I know I'm going to have everything in the show notes, but go go ahead and let the people know where they can find you and hire you.
Yeah. So again, I'm a dietitian copywriter, and my name is Amanda Kostro Miller. My website is amandacopy.com. So amandacopy.com.
Yeah, I think that's easy. Y'all, are y'all listening? amandacopy.com. If you need copywriting help, Amanda is your girl. She'll understand all of the needs. As a dietitian herself, she'll really be able to help you out. And I hope this episode was really helpful for you today to understand the value of getting that copy down on your website so that you can convert more clients and you don't have to do all the heavy lifting over the phone, because if they have already visited your website, your web copy should have already communicated most of everything. So by the time they're on the phone with you, you just have to reconfirm everything, right? All right.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here today, Amanda. This was truly a gift, I know, for everyone out there listening. And I hope that everyone out there listening will at least bookmark your webpage or your website, for when they are in need of copy services.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This was a really fun experience.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Hey, if you want to learn how you can make more money as a dietitian and stand out from the crowd, I want to invite you to check out my new membership program, Embody Academy. Just head on over to moneymindsetdietitian.com/trial offer. Again, that's moneymindsetdietitian.com/trial offer so you can test drive the Academy for 14 days. I'd love to see your name on the roster and help you make more money as a dietitian.